Bash in Berlin 2024 is less than a month away. With some matches already being made official, I thought I would show you potential matches that could take place. More wrestling news. Make sure to
acknowledge me
by subscribing. Cody Rhodes opened Friday Night SmackDown this week to talk about finding the next challenger for the WWE Championship. He already had someone in mind, it turns out, and it's a dear friend of his. He knew KO would refuse the shot, and that's exactly what he did, saying he didn't deserve it because his win or loss record of late hasn't been great and you have to earn a shot at a title like that. But Cody insisted, going to SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis and campaigning for it personally. Aldis said he was waiting to see about Roman Reigns potentially getting the shot, and that's what set Owens off into an impassioned speech that by the end of it had him back as the front runner. Sure enough, Aldis went ahead and made the announcement. This matchup between Gunther and Randy Orton was made official on last episode of Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton interrupted the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Randy Orton challenged him to a match at Bash in Berlin for the World Heavyweight Championship since Gunther technically never beat him at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE. Since Randy Orton's shoulder was still up, Gunther accepted and this match was declared official. Back at Elimination Chamber in Australia, the running plan was for Bronson Reed to challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, but Rollins' injury halted what could have been Reed's next step up the card. On the August 5th episode of Raw, Reed issued a brutal attack on Rollins to make a statement. The crowd went wild for this moment, which bodes well for the push of Reed. It looks like he might finally get his singles match against Rollins on a pleuray, with Bash in Berlin approaching. This could be a star-making bout for him. Over the last few weeks, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill have sought to reclaim their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, but the heel duo of Isla Dawn and Alba Fire have managed to evade them. A title rematch from Clash at the Castle has a chance of happening at Bash in Berlin. It is very clear that at some point, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will implode, with one of the two turning heel. If this does happen, then expect it to take place at a premium live event. Bash in Berlin may finally be the time we see a heel Belair and a singles push for Cargill. Even though neither Pete Dunne or Sheamus are from Germany, they are both wrestlers who are from Europe, so there is a strong chance that WWE awards their recent good work with a match in front of fans closer to home. Pete Dunne recently turned heel by attacking Sheamus, signaling the start of a singles push for a man who many felt had star potential during his Ends days. It has taken some time, but Dunne is finally looking legit, and Sheamus is the perfect man to get his run as a solo guy up and started. On the August 5th episode of Raw, Jey Uso approached Sami Zayn to pitch a run as a tag team, something which has been a long time in the making following their days in the Bloodline. They will soon pursue the WWE World Tag Team Champions of Finn Balor and GD McDonough, and a title change could take place at Bash in Berlin. Finn Balor is set to eventually face off against Damian Priest, and it would make sense for Balor to lose the gold, and it might even come down to a Damian Priest interference as payback for Balor costing him the World Heavyweight Championship. Although WWE will want to eventually have another Rhea Ripley vs Liv Morgan match and a singles bout between Damian Priest and Finn Balor, Triple H will likely wait to pull the trigger on both of those and instead opt for a mixed tag team match at Bash in Berlin. Ripley and Priest were both expelled from the Judgment Day, but they stood tall together on the post-SummerSlam Raw, fighting off the faction. One of the biggest mixed tags in recent memory fits the bill for a premium live event, and it would allow multiple stories to continue developing too. At SummerSlam, LA Knight finally got a singles championship victory as he defeated Logan Paul to become the United States champion. He will likely defend it regularly to make up for Paul's part-time run. On SmackDown right now, Andrade is gaining the most momentum out of those in the mid-card with some big wins and show-stealing bouts, so he feels like a natural first challenger for Knight. Andrade's WWE return hasn't been fantastic, and it feels as though a singles match on pleuray will be a nice way for him to try and start making a name for himself again. WWE has several great European competitors who deserve a big play match on European soil. Ilya Dragunov and Ludwig Kaiser are two of them. Dragunov cemented himself as a star in German promotions, and Kaiser is the only German wrestler on the current roster, so featuring both these men makes the world of sense. They have been prominent mid-card names in recent months, so both of them challenging Braun Breaker would be a good payoff to their strong work, not to mention how great of a match this could be too. The Wyatt Six had a dominant first match as they defeated Chad Gable and the Creed brothers on Raw, but Uncle Howdy's in-ring debut under this gimmick has still yet to take place. To make him feel like a special attraction, WWE should wait until Bash in Berlin. A singles match between Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable is highly anticipated, and it is worthy of a PLE. The Bloodline saga entered its next phase on WWE SmackDown as Roman Reigns laid waste to Solo Sikoa's henchmen Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa this week. This was the original Tribal Chief's first appearance on the Blue brand since March 22nd. The crowd was red hot for the OTC. Sikoa had fear in his eyes, and Bloodline 2.0, in the absence of Jacob Fatu, was no match for the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion.